A little better shot.
Chris Fedor, Donovan. Hey, Donovan.
What's up, Chris?
Some kind of night for you tonight. What was working so well?
At the beginning, just trying to, find the rhythm, find the game, and, a lot of it was making plays, and honestly letting Jared Allen take over really the first quarter. And then as they started to come back into it, just trying to put my imprint on the game, attacking the rim, getting to the basket. Like I said, when it started with J.A., once you have your big, setting the tone in the paint, you got to worry about him, and it allows all of us to kind of get in there and create and finish. And, once we got to the second half, just, they came back, started out strong, and just responded, finding ways to continue to just find a way to lead. And, whether it was on the defensive end or, on the offensive end, just got to my spots and, made some shots.
Jay was talking about how this wasn't any other game. It was the Lakers, it was LeBron, national TV. You've had big moments throughout the course of your career. But what did it mean for you to have this kind of game on this stage against LeBron?
Yeah, I said it to Jared earlier. It's crazy. Like, I grew up watching him here. The ovation, it really hit for me, like a full circle moment, when I watched him get that standing ovation, when they played his intro, I kind of sat there on the stanchion or whatever and just kind of watched the reception he got in that. It's incredible. It's well-deserved. He's, one of the greatest players of all time, brought a championship, the only championship to this franchise, and you always got to have respect and admiration for that. And, hopefully we can do, something similar. But, it's definitely an honor to be out there and, to play against one of the greats and to get a dub, too, in his hometown and in front of our home crowd. And, I think, I don't know the history of the games. I don't know what the games have been like before this one, but I just know, is that? Oh, well, I'm just glad we got the win. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's huge. And, he understands the TV game. He's returning and whatnot. So try to find a way to lead the guys to a win, and, we did that.
Tom with the AP. GB talked about this earlier, how when LeBron was here, he kind of set a standard for this organization. Mm-hmm. You followed him as a fan. What does it mean now to be playing here and kind of not necessarily following in his footsteps? You're trying to make your own legacy, but to set your own standard after what he did here.
Yeah, I think there's a level of excellence that he brought to the city. When the way he's revered as an athlete, I think the first initial thought you think of the Cleveland Cavaliers when you think of Bron. I don't think that's no disrespect to the Lakers or the Heat. Like that's when you think of Bron, you think of Cleveland. And, he set that precedent. You look at what he's done here in his career in 2 different stints, to be the only team to come back down from 3 run, leading that group. Obviously, K-Love is here, so I asked K-Love about a bunch of stories, and I'm like, it's funny. I asked him about Kelly Olynyk the other day when he did the shoulder thing. It's funny because like I'm watching that as a fan, and I'm screaming at the TV. So it's like it's really cool. Like, to be honest with you, to be able to be here and be in a situation where as a kid you're literally watching games in front of a TV, and now you're a part of this. So. Like I said, he set a standard, and we just want to, honestly go out there and try and win the championship, and like when you have a guy and have a group and have a team that, wants to continue to build, it's great when you have that on our team, and, starts with our owner all the way, trickles down, and you feel the energy, you feel it, and, I think we can be something special, but we got a lot of work to do and continue to build.
Kelsey Roos of The Athletic. Donovan, why does Jared's presence change things for you guys so much on both ends of the floor?
He's one of the elite shot blockers in the league. His finishing with either hand, able to roll, able to set screens, able to understand the pick and roll game, understand where to be. He gives us so much versatility on that end, and he makes Evan's job easier as well. He allows Ev to be in those positions. He makes all of our lives easier. But when you have 2 bigs down there, especially, and he's the head of the snake, being down there, and he doesn't take that lightly. He goes out there and sets the tone every night. And you look at a night like tonight, he started out and came out the gate strong, especially after 5 games. Typically after 5 games, you're trying to find your way and get your win back. And he was out there making all the plays. That's the Jared Allen we all know, and that's the type of player he's always been. And we missed him down their lineup, and we're glad he's back.
How does it just open up things offensively? Because obviously, when guys are guarding you or Darius, it does leave like Jared or even Evan open down in the paint. But how does it just, I guess?
Yeah, you got to pick. You got to pick if you want us to take a layup. If you want him to get a dunk, at the end of the day. And even when you hit him in the pocket, he's able to finish. That's not the case for a lot of bigs that roll the way he does. That's why I'm the beneficiary of a lot of those in the lane. So is Darius. And then you also get, to the point where the big cops up, and that's where you get the lob. So you really have to just pick. And when you have a group that's unselfish and wants to make those plays, it goes a long way.
Bailey Burmaster, Cleveland 19 News. JB was very complimentary of you and what you do on the court when it comes to the other guys. You give them confidence, you empower them. I'm curious how you feel the players and JB have impacted your game the most since being
there's so many ways I can go. I think the biggest thing for them is they hype me up, in different ways. Like it's funny. Like they're at a point where it's like, nah, like keep going. Like I'm trying to calm down and be like, no, we got 3 minutes left. They're like, nah, you going crazy. Like you know what I mean? Like it's fun, and then I'm appreciative of it. And JB, when I first got here. It was just more like just be yourself, and that gives you comfort coming into a new situation and a new standard. And these guys look to me, and I appreciate that, and I'm earning their respect, and I think from the jump that was the biggest thing, is understanding that they believe in me as much as I believe in them, and it allows me to go out there and play this way. And when I'm not playing to my standard, they hold me accountable. Like like I talked about Lamar Stevens doing that a few weeks ago or whatever. Like so it's the relationship you want. JB's holding me accountable. Coaching staff, whatever it may be, and when you have that trust from your guys, it's great, and it allows you to go be free.
Going off of that, JB also said you're a superstar, but you're a superstar that's willing to play the part right, especially in a team dynamic like this. Why is that so easy for you?
Quite frankly, because of my time in Utah, I give a lot of credit to my teammates who, like especially Ricky, Joe, Mike Conley, JC, like there's so many guys, Royce, Rudy, like they allowed me to be into that role, but also were giving me tips on how to be a certain level of player, but also understand that it's a team game. It's not just about one person, and I've always known that. But when you get to this level, there's certain things, there's certain plays, there's certain things you say, there's certain ways you go about on a day-to-day basis that it empowers everyone around you. And at the end of the day, I can do whatever I want to do on the floor, but at the end of the day, I can't do it without the guys around me, without my coaching staff. And it really started for me my rookie year, and Ricky Rubio was huge, and having him here is great. So allowing me, to kind of be into that role at an early age, early in my career, and now that I'm 6 years in, it's starting to be like, I'm the one like trying to teach now. So it's kind of funny how that works, but that's really where it was. My first year, after like 13 games, it was just like, all right, go be you. And there were mistakes made along the way, but understanding how to lead a team and how to be that guy.
Last two, Brendan and Demaris.
Brendan Goulet, Cavs Insider, Sports Illustrated Media Group. I know it's not on your mind while you're playing, the idea that you're playing against LeBron and what he means to the city. It's pretty obvious that you respect and have great perspective of his time here, the fan base's passion for him. Is there a part in like your preparation for a game like this where you're telling yourself, hey, I'm trying to elevate because I know what I'm walking into and I know how revered he is and the situation is?
You always, like, it doesn't matter who it is, you always want to spoil the homecoming. Like, I think that's just a competitor in you. Always want to do that. But, I said it to the guys in the huddle, like, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot going on. There's going to be cheers at the free throw for him. There's going to be boos for him. There's going to be cheers for us. It's going to be like there's going to be so much emotion. And at the end of the day, we just got to play 48 minutes of our basketball. At the end of the day, you can't get caught up in all that. And I think that's what we did tonight as a group. But this it's not an easy thing to do for everybody. Everybody's personally different. I think for myself, just finding ways to take it day by day, a moment by moment in the game, not making the moment too big, and but also in embracing what's around. I'm not the type to be like, all right, like just ignore the fact that he's back. Like it's I was watching him as a kid, like it was pretty dope. I sat there on the stanchion and watched the crowd give him a standing ovation. Like that was cool. It was great to see. But in the same token, you allow yourself to be a part of the moment, but understand that you can't let that deter you, take you away from, getting a stop, boxing out, getting a rebound, being able to play in different situations. And that was just my message tonight, but you can't run away from it. You got to be able to embrace it, understand it's going to be there. You're going to feel that emotion, and you got to play through it.
Almost a couple weeks ago that the MVP chancellor at the free throw line kind of gave you the yips there for a minute. You getting more used to that?
Yeah, I made sure I made the free throw tonight.
Finish it off first.
Marissa McNeese, Chronicle Telegram. Donovan, you sort of touched on it a little bit, but I'm wondering, with Jarrett back and changing the dynamic, just your assessment of how cohesive this team is playing, like as a unit right now, and playing together as a group, even through with Jarrett or without, or just even through some of these different lineups.
Yeah, that's ultimately the sign of a team you want to be. You look at the different teams around the league who have been to the finals or been far in the playoffs, the Milwaukees, the Golden States, the Bostons. You can keep going down the line. There's going to be guys in and out, and ultimately you have to, the Phoenix as well, like you look at them being able to have guys come in and out the lineup and can still continue to keep that level of play. That's what we're ultimately trying to get to. It's always great to have, our whole team there, but that's not always going to be the case, and understanding that everybody's going to have to step up in their moment and what they do. And we're building that. We're learning that, and we're building that. And it's been great in times, and there's been times like we lost 5 in a row. We lost games we shouldn't have. But that's all part of the building process and learning and getting used to each other and getting used to that. And ultimately, it just builds confidence with everybody. And the thing about this group is we have guys that, even if they don't play, like Raul Neto, for example, may not play, he played a minute 43 seconds tonight, but we all know for a fact if you gave him a 25, 30-minute stint, he knows exactly where to be, how to run an offense. So that's the best part about this group, is that we know where to be, and we're continuing to build that as a group.
Great. Thanks, Tom.